Okay, we are back again, and you know what, I was watching my first video, Just the Basics, where we go over the tools and everything, and my objective for this channel. And the objective was to be able to watch this video and that it would be easy to follow, and that you would be able to make something amazing by watching my videos. So far, that's pretty laughable. I was just laughing at myself all night because this has not gone smoothly. So, there are two videos because even though there's a pause button on the recording, it likes to just end. And I thought that if I changed my settings to where it didn't shut off for at least 30 minutes, that it would continue to pause. But apparently the screen shutting off is not the issue. So I'm still going to have to figure it out, or one day I will get tech savvy enough to be able to merge videos together. But until then, we're stuck with what we're stuck with. So, anyways, remember how I told you that the thickness of the mesh probably makes a huge difference on that? Well, as you can see, this wreath is nice and full. Look how much extra I have. I mean, I have a ton of blue left, and I still have, I think, a whole nother roll of this, and I have a whole nother roll of the silver. So I'm thinking, you know what? It's already rolled and everything. As long as I'm careful about how I store it, it's not going to fray because it's rolled and ruffled. And also I got it with a wood burner. So if I'm really careful and don't store it too long, I can make blue and silver candy cane. Or I can get some more red mesh and I can do another cross. And there will be enough of this. Now I cut the exact right number of ruffles for the red and white. So when your stuff is nice and full, need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You need 12 of the 18-inch ruffles. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And 13 of the 30-inch ruffles. So, so yeah, the thickness of mesh makes a huge difference. And here, let me give you let me show you what I made my first cross out of. I mean, see, that's kind of a thin iridescent mesh, and so I had so I had to fill in with ruffles because the ruffles, you can see the frame right through the thing. And sorry. And now this, here, let me pull that apart. Look how much thicker this is in comparison. And, I mean, the silver isn't too much thicker than, I mean, it's a little bit thicker than the white, but it's a darker color. But the red and white and the blue were significantly thicker than that white. So I have this nice, beautiful, and full wreath. And as you can see, I did not fill in this very center because we're going to put our bow there. So we've got this, and I had flowers set aside to decide what it was. Yes, sweetie.
I have surprise.
Oh, that's so wonderful. That's a very good drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, considering the fact that everything is shiny and The ribbon's sparkly, and this all has foil in it. I decided that this was too flat. I do sometimes glitter my own flowers. Now what you do is you take a spray glue and spray a flower really, really well. You can also use spray paint. Like for my Halloween roses, the ones at Walmart weren't that great and really picked over because they go fast. But at Michael's, I mean, it's like 16 bucks for a bunch. Whereas Walmart has pretty decent red roses. I've cut 3 of them off. So they come in bunches of 6 and they're pretty decent. And so just lightly mist with some black spray paint and then go over with clear coat, and it makes it set really well. And if you want to glitter, get the just regular Elmer's spray adhesive and spray it and glitter it really fast, and always make sure to do it over a white paper so you can put it back in and say glitter that way. And then I spray it again with the clear coat. Otherwise you get glitter shed and it's everywhere and it's awful. So, and then the customer isn't happy because there's glitter all over the side of the box. So I reconstructed one of my first Halloween wreaths and made a big beautiful masterpiece, and I made a whole bunch of roses, and I used the very last of my red glitter on it, and so I didn't have any red glitter, so I've got these 3, and I'm just not very happy with how they look. I mean, the blue and red is kind of cool looking, but I really need to just do red sparkly if I'm going to go in the route of doing flower in the middle of the bow. So, not going to do a flower tonight. So we're going to put the vase aside. I always like having my flowers in a vase. And then if you're like me and it takes you a while to finish a project, then you have a nice flower arrangement to enjoy until you finish your embellishments. So, okay, got my other embellishments again in a vase. Got my basket for other embellishments. Like I use ornaments and small things, all kinds of things. Normally I'll keep my little snip flowers and something like that, but I just threw everything in the vase. Now, one of my favorite things ever, these glitter balls. So you can get them at Michael's, but they're horrifically expensive there. If you're lucky, you can get them at Dollar Tree. You can also get them on Amazon, but I haven't figured out the value of that yet. But they always come in mixed colors like this, but you get quite a few of them. And so, but they come in mixed colors, normally 2 colors. For the fall stuff, they had like 3 or 4 in some of the stuff that I got. So, you know what, buy a bunch of bags, put a movie on, and just sit there and separate the colors, put them into Ziploc bags. Works out great. So, yeah, I got these, they always come up. So, I've got white. I used a lot of these on the other cross that I did. Blue, red, and silver. But before we do that, put my pins right there. We're going to set that up there. So what we are going to do, can't really see. Okay, we're going to twist a wee bit. There we go. Twisting a wee bit helps. Okay. Tank top likes to ride down. Okay, so, and again, you get your glitter, not your glitter. I'm struggling. I'm tired. It's 7 o'clock and already homeschooling because, again, the special time of 2020. So I'm homeschooling a 5-year-old. It's been stellar, let me tell you. But I'll do, I always do at least 5 on my bows. For bigger stuff, I'll do like 3 of each or 2 of each. depending on how big my sign is or whatever, because but because it's cross and it's not super huge, but we do want it like pretty snazzy, I guess, that's word my grandfather uses. We're still gonna want to have at least 5 ribbons, even though the loops and the tails won't be as long. So what you do is, if you're like me, you pick out about 20 or so, and then you just kind of whittle your way down until you get what you like. So I've got like just this blue kind of metallic. This was Christmas. White with kind of a silver glitter. There's no iridescent. I also got iridescent in this, but again, Christmas. Red sparkle. I didn't want to dig into my Christmas, but because I liked it so much, and it was deeper red, and then there were some patterns that was really nice. But I didn't want to dig into that because I'd like it to be on, you know, a fancy Christmas wreath, and I just wanted a really beautiful, plain red sparkle. So I got this at Walmart. And it is very beautiful, and it's going to go perfect with what we're doing. And again, blue sparkle. This was Christmas, and this white with kind of silver spotty pattern on it. Now I got this on Christmas, but I got a whole bunch of wreath supplies. I bought them off of a friend. I got a whole bunch for like not very much. And there was a roll of this in there. And I actually used it for a Halloween wreath. I used it on a really adorable ghost wreath, which hasn't sold, and I'm surprised why, because it's so cute. But, so we got these lined up in the color order that I thought was the best. So oh dear.
What?
Oh, Mama had a mishap with her with her ribbon. Okay, does anybody remember how I had that? Okay, I think it was, okay, I explained the blue first, and then the white, and then the red, and the blue, and the white. Okay, I did it again, but not as bad that time. Okay, so we're gonna line it up. We'll take the first one. Okay, so I always line it up on the 20 because, I mean, it's a 10 number, and so it's easy to count, and it's right in the middle. I don't have to move my mat. So I'm going to start off with 8-inch tails and 4-inch loops. So I don't know why I would start that wrong. I don't know why. Gotta go across that way.
Also,
so okay, so 8-inch. So we get 8. And we always twist. Am I still? Okay. And it slides, so always double check to make sure you're still there if it slides. Okay. Grief, ribbons. Ribbon just has a mind of its own. That's why I'm going to get a spool one day when this whole mess is over and my parents can come for a visit. Okay. What did I tell you? 4-inch? 4-inch tails? Yep. You know what? We're going to go with 5 this time. How about 5? I'm going to do 5. Make it really big and fancy, since I don't really have as much floral embellishment as I had on my other ones. So we're going to make this bow impressive. Okay, so 5. And of course twist, because you want that beautiful side of the ribbon facing out. And then 5, and you're not going to twist on this next one because we're just going to come out to 8 inches So come down to the 12, get your scissors, snip-a-doo. Oh, I didn't even check. Okay, you can always pull them up. Okay, good, I got it right. You can always pull them up just to double check and make sure that they're the right length. And that one's a little longer, so we're gonna, okay, there we go. So, okay, pin it, other side. Okay.
Mom, I have a surprise.
You have a surprise?
Look, I made a scary fish puzzle.
A scary fish puzzle? That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we come down. Normally I come down an inch on my tells each time, but because this is kind of a shorter bow project, I'm gonna only go down half an inch. That way you still have the cascade and everything, but it's not gonna, okay. And that way when we get to the end, we won't have itty bitty tells. Okay, so, because it's starting off shorter than we normally would. Okay, so, and same with the loops, got half an inch. Okay, half an inch. And if you just want to crunch it, and again, ribbon quality does matter because not only how it sits on the wreath, but also how much you have to fight with it while you're doing this. Okay, so we flip over. But sometimes you fight with it if it gets really super thick, like this super heavily glittered ribbon, because it's really super thick. I'm using the word super a lot. Isn't that special of me? Okay, a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, this thick glitter sometimes is a lot thicker than normal, so it's not quite so easy. But you want a heavier ribbon, you want good tensile strength, just so it is manageable, but you don't have to fight with it too much. Pin. Yeah. Almost forgot where my ribbon was for a minute. Okay. There's that. And then this little foldy end. I just cut that off. You can see what I'm doing. I hope so. I hope this makes sense. Okay, now half an inch. So now we're at 7 inches. Pinch, twist, put it back down. There we go. Pull it down how far it needs to be. There we go. Flatten that back out. Okay. Hey, come back. That happens a lot. It runs away, especially the thicker your ribbon is. Okay, come down half an inch. Pinch, twist. Even, you know what? Here, hold on a second. I'm gonna move you. You can't see.
Scary purple fish
Okay.
puzzle.
Hopefully you can see a little bit better. We're gonna set this right there on my counter that we got next to me. Okay, so sorry, my table's really wide. It's dining table rather than counter, otherwise it'd be like cut off like that and it would be much easier. Hi, yes, I know I moved you. Nice dog. Yes, you are a good girl, and I love you. I'm sorry that I moved you during your nap. She was napping, and I dared move her, and now she's arrived to complain. And now she's gone in another room to take a nap. Okay. Again. Come down. Half an inch. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was right. That's me. See, that is why a ribbon holder is so wonderful, because you let up the slack on your ribbon and then it just, and then you spend way longer than you should have to spooling everything back up, and it takes longer. Okay, now I'm gonna get glue. Stab it clean. Snip off that end. Oh, this is really pretty. I like it. Like it, like it. Okay, come down half an inch, pinch, fist, put it down. Okay, go down half an inch, pinch, twist, pinch. A lot of people don't do the pinch thing, but I just find that it helps keep track of where it is that I'm supposed to be twisting. I'm pretty good, but I'm not that good, and I know that it looks like I'm like a super spaz, but I've always been one of those people that's like really good at something until people are watching me, and then all of a sudden it's just like, I played the piano when I was a kid, and I would master a piece and have it memorized and everything, and my teacher would make me do a recital, and then I'd do the recital and completely botch the whole thing, and at the end of it she'd be like, "What the heck, man?" I'm like, "I'm sorry. I don't do well with people watching me." So, yeah, apparently it does not go away with age. Because I'm going to be 35 this year, which is not only giving me an existential crisis, but it's making me realize that I'm always going to be a spaz when people are watching me for the rest of my life. It's going to happen. Okay.
There's salt on my paper.
Okay, I don't know how salt got on your paper.
Can you move the salt?
Sweetie, Mama's making a bow for people, so I can't move the salt right this second, but I will move it soon, okay? I promise.
Can I move it?
Yeah, just sweep it off the counter, honey. Okay, now we cut down. Again, pinch, twist, and see this white with the silver, it is perfect. It's nice and heavy, so it twists good. It cooperates, but it's not so thick that it makes me struggle trying to get twisted and back in the thing and laying flat in the creases. Like, it is dream ribbon. But I've got so many layers here, it's trying to escape. That's okay. It's being nice enough to me that it's easy enough to get it back into place. And down. Oh, come on. I just called you Dream Ribbon. Why are you fighting me now? Okay. Okay. Matched up perfect. Okay. Now, I'm going to go down half. Okay, now Vidabra instructions say to put wire around before you first do it through these little slats, and then shove it down with the stick and then pull the wire up. I find that and then you wrap the wire around, tighten it and everything. I find that it's really more difficult getting your poofing and arranging more difficult so that way. So what I do is I shove down really, really good. I don't know where my stick went. Oh, there's some. Oh, there it is. Press down really, really well. Because everything really smunched together. Okay, and don't pinch right in the middle. I've made that mistake so many times. What happens is you pinch in the middle and then it goes, and then you have to retwist and kind of relay in there. So you're gonna take just a pipe cleaner. I really like these the shiny ones from Dollar Tree because they just seem to be a little bit stronger. I don't know why, but these have not broken apart on me yet, and they're nice and cheap. Cheap. Okay, so like anything else, we pull tight and we twist, twist, twist. Hi, sweetie.
Mom, do you sketch the zeke fishes?
I will as soon as I'm done. I'm gonna finish up here in a minute, okay? Okay, and so now what you do is you cut your dovetails and always go from the seam up to the corner. Now with satin ribbon, you have to go really shallow, otherwise it will curl, and sometimes it even curls after you do that, and it's just impossible, which is why I try and avoid satin ribbon, unless if the pattern is absolutely beautiful, and then it's worth the fight. So. What the? How? Somehow, while I was twisting my twist tie, my bottom tail got flipped around for some reason. I don't know. It's a mystery. Something worthy of Scooby and the gang.
What?
Yeah, what? Draw your fish. Okay, so now that that's done, just that all side. Okay, so you're always going to want your bows adjacent from one another, your tails and your loops. So tug, remember you are the boss. You hold the center, and because of the twist tie, you are able to get a little bit of maneuverability. So, okay, so we kind of do it in a plus, okay, and then we're gonna tug this white over, and I always do start with the bottom up. Okay, and then we tug that. Now careful not to tug too hard, because what can happen is you tug the tail through the tinsel tie and then you have uneven loops. I have done that a time or two, and then there are sometimes I don't even catch it until my bow is on the reef. So gotta be careful. Just flip. There are many wreath makers who have a fluff box. I do not. That is the next thing that I'm going to have my father make. But he's got time because we are all in isolation right now, which is super fun. So fun. So great. So great. Especially if you have a 5-year-old and can't go anywhere and burn off energy. It's so fun. My dog is old and she is not appreciating having so much attention. Okay, blue just around blue, just around, tug up. I can't even see what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing. Okay, here we go. I don't want that over there. I want it over here. Okay. 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 Okay, now we've got all of our stuff all lined up. So we've got that beautiful sparkly red, white, and blue. Okay, so now how you're gonna curl your toes, you just take 2 fingers, do that. See, isn't that easy? Just gives it that nice curl that you want. Don't worry too much about your bow being perfect because it's gonna get swashed a little bit in your journey to get it attached to the wreath. Well, that's good getting a little bit of a start, a little bit of a fluff. Okay, so now, what you're gonna do, so you're gonna, now there's a box, here I'm gonna flip her around so you can actually see. There's a box right here. I can see you. Okay, there's a box right here and you're gonna go around through these points across from one another. Okay, you gotta figure out where you want to go with it. And you're gonna get your face right inside. You're gonna get very personal with this, even though the wreath didn't take you out to dinner first. Okay, you're gonna give it some tugs, and see, I squashed it having to do that. So that's why we don't worry too much about all the fluffing before we do this. Okay. So, I'm gonna struggle with this a little bit more. Then we're gonna actually fluff out our loops on these big ones. I never fluff the big ones before I put this on because it's just it just goes back to the way it was, and then it's just like, okay, what was the point of that? Remember, you are the boss of the ribbon. You are the boss. Even though sometimes it might not feel like it. See? A little snack.
Mom, can I take those pieces?
Yes, you can have the pieces. He likes keeping the trimmings from the dovetails. You do puzzles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A puzzle.
A puzzle?
Yeah. I will do these in a different puzzle. Okay.
And then you just kind of look, make sure you have it even, tug in the direction that you really truly want it. Okay, so now onto embellishments. Okay, sometimes I have something in the middle of the bow, sometimes not. I'm just gonna have a flower in the middle of it because I like having a flower. I don't know why. And just either a flower or an ornament or something. Let's see. Oh, I like that. Okay, so I've got these, and they're not quite poinsettias, but they're kind of like a Christmassy flower, a little bit, but not too Christmassy. Kind of looks almost like a little firework flower. So,
whoa! A firework flower!
So we got that right in the center. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna rotate because I don't need to be sitting down now. Okay, so. Okay, hang on one second again. I'm gonna move you again. Okay, like I said, I'm not camera savvy, so we're gonna work with what we have. Okay, so got this. I really wish I had a counter. Okay.
I do not have a counter.
Yeah, but a counter that's big enough to work on my wreath, sweetie.
Okay.
Okay, so I really like these. Again, they were Christmas and they were like on clearance, and so I only paid like, I think 50 cents for each of them. I did not get so lucky on the ribbon. Even though it was on sale, ribbon will always be expensive. Okay, so I got that going around, and it looks kind of like a little fireworks spray, which is nice. I like it. It's wonderful. Okay. See. Okay, let's see. Sorry, you get motion sickness. I will sketch when I'm... Okay, so here's that. You know what, I'm gonna move these two pillows. We're just gonna work straight on. Sorry, apologies again. I'm really trying. Again, laughable, it'll be easy to follow. Okay, so we got that little starburst going on. And again, all the wreaths that I make on here will be available for sale on... I don't like Etsy too much, just because I never have very much luck with it. So I sell all my stuff on Poshmark, and as opposed to $30 for a wreath, you pay about $8 shipping, so you save quite a bit, which is nice. And then you don't have to figure out printing out your label. They send it to you when you have a sale. So it's just magic. It's just done for you. It's wonderful. I love it. Okay. So we have a lovely fireworks spray. Now, some of these have come off of the tips, but we have silver glitter balls. So, I'm just gonna stick these on the ends so they don't look weird. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, so I did that. Make sure those are kind of nice and tight, and I'm gonna have to hot glue these down because they're not gonna stay unless they're glued. Ah, there it is. They'll run away. Just like people in my love life. Just kidding. I've got a really good man. He's wonderful. I love him. He's really supportive of this, even though he doesn't understand it. He's like, okay, you're weird. Where does this whole wreath thing come from? Okay, so we're gonna put that in the center. And also, I like going through and I just put these little balls in, and they're pretty good at staying put. Sometimes not, depending if it's like kind of too open an area. You just kind of stick them in randomly here and there. You want the color to be appropriate. So I'm putting silver in these more colorful places, like the darker places, like the blue. And that's not gonna stick in there. Sometimes you're gonna want them right on top. And sometimes not. Okay, that's not gonna stay. And then I'm not gonna use the white. Can you use red? Maybe. Let's see if the red works. Oh, red looks good. Okay. And these also come in different sizes, which is nice. Because then if you have an area that you don't want like a super big one, then you have a smaller size that you can put in. So that area isn't naked, but you're not overwhelmed with giant balls. I'm 12. And people send you a 30 times. Like, yeah, I still have the maturity of a 12-year-old. Sorry. Sorry, Mom. Yep, that's medium one. Oh, so is this one. Okay. So yeah, we just kind of stick these in where they look nice. And then, yes, you know what? This has a clip on it. And do the little clippy so it stays kind of where it's supposed to stay. It's not quite center, but that's okay. Okay, so, and there go some of the glitter balls. So yeah, you have a lovely embellished wreath. Didn't take too much. Just, I mean, sometimes you want really extravagant, but sometimes less is more. So just a couple glitter balls in there, little flower in the center of the bow, and a little spray. So, and then it's done. And I will spare you the whole gluing together thing. Oh my gosh, just the bow and the embellishments took me 40 minutes. I'm sorry, I will get faster at this. I love you people, thank you for tolerating me. You have a wonderful evening, goodbye.